Hey guys, Rich from Richmond Gaming. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well. Welcome to this, a bumper edition of the Weekly Bugle. Why is it a bumper edition? Well, as you may already know, we've just come off the back of Adepticon. Lots and lots of exciting things that happened, both in the world of MCP and elsewhere. But today it's all going to be about everything we learnt from all the MCP panels and everything else. And joining me, as always, is Mr. Quinn Duggan and Mr. Ron Walker. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. Thank you.
Fuck MCP. Shatter point for life.
Before we get into the breakdowns and everything else like that, you guys also had Spring into Marvel this weekend.
We did.
And once again, the representation of the Weekly Bugle crew at these events. I think a second and third for you guys.
Yeah, second and third.
Both going 5-1. Mr. Aaron, there we go. Mr. Aaron Collier winning the whole event. But guys, how was the event?
It was all right.
I'll shout at
I like
once.
playing Hydra.
Yeah, so you went Hydra, Quinn. Ron, what were you running?
Malekith Cabal.
A little bit different. How did you find it?
You're all right. You're a bit smooth brain for me. You would just move forward, hit stuff.
But he does hit stuff very well, doesn't he? For the most part.
Well, too good to play against Aaron, then yeah.
I mean, obviously, yeah. Let's do a quick hello. Swedish Troll, hey buddy Sean, hope you're well. Cameron. Okay, we've got a Cameron and then a David, a Dr. David. That was very confusing there. Cameron, hope you're well. Justin, hope you're good. Daz, afternoon, buddy. Dylan, hope you're good. Hippie Shakespeare, always makes me laugh. Frederick, hope you're well. CJ Passman, hope you're good as well. And of course, Mr. Dr. David Cameron, who did play his game last night, and I haven't spoke to him yet and found out if he won or not. Do you guys know?
I mean, can you not just check Shanks?
I mean, I am on here now to look at it, yeah. David was playing the Avengers final.
Oh, he lost
and he did win. Well done, Doctor. Well, Quinn, give him his full title. Now he's the champion of the Avengers as well. Give him a title, Quinn.
Well done, Captain Cameron.
I like it.
All of the titles pale in comparison. He's now the captain. Look at him.
I am the captain.
He's the captain now.
Yeah. You're only talking about Adepticon because a Brit won? I mean...
Yes.
Yeah? But I'll give it its fair...
That makes no sense because we got all the Marvel and Shatterpoint reveals.
I mean, we're going to talk about the actual Adepticon tournament because a Brit won.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
absolutely.
we wouldn't mention it.
Absolutely. But well done to Mr. Dr. David Cameron. So, yeah, it was Adepticon. There was a whole bunch of stuff that came out of it. But we want to give a big congratulations to Mr. Pat Dunford from across the Bifrost for taking it down. I believe he was playing his Guardians of the Galaxy, which has been
you mean his Thanos and Friends?
Sorry, his Crutch and Friends.
That's not a Guardians list. That's Thanos and Friends.
So, just to recap, guys. Just to recap, we were told that the York Weekender was not a competitive event. Pat Dunford was at the event, and then Pat Dunford went to the USA and took names by the sounds of it. So I don't know what that does, but I don't know. Brits win, I think. Quinn, Ron, is that the thing? I think it is, isn't it? And
no, man,
here's
Americans.
I want to say as well, the prize support. I mean, we can see here the box that Pat got. That prize support looks awesome, doesn't it? I know Tony does a really, really good job with his prize support at Spring into Marvel. But yeah, the prizes that they all got looked absolutely amazing. So yeah, well done, Pat. He's not only a good player, but he's also a really nice guy as well, guys. And I think we've all had the pleasure of playing him at one point in real life. One of you played him yet?
Nope, not had a chance to play him. I was hoping I was going to play him at York, but he let me down.
He did, didn't he? He didn't win his second to last round game. I've played him a couple of times. I actually did play him at York, and he did he did horrible things to me. Well, a hungover, tired Rich, he did horrible things too. So.
Oh yeah, that's your excuse, is it?
Oh, absolutely, and I am 100% sticking to it. But no, well done, Pat. Really, really well done on taking down the non-competitive Adepticon event because it didn't have an invitation. I jest. So we've got quite a lot to go through, guys. Let's start with, and we've got high-res cards of this one because, it's a little bit easier. But Doreen Green, a.k.a. Squirrel Girl. We've got another 4-threat, guys, because it's been a while, hasn't it, since we've had a 4-threat. I bet, Ron, were you thinking we need some more 4-threats, don't we? That's what we need. We had all sorts of ideas for how she could work, how she couldn't work. But let's go through her card and give you guys what we think. So, Squirrel Girl, a.k.a. Doreen Green, 3s across the board from a defensive standpoint. She's going to have 6 stamina on her front. She's 4-threat, as we mentioned. She is a size 2 character. She's on a medium base. And I believe she's on a medium move, and I believe on a small base. That's right, guys?
Yep.
Cool. First of all, impressions on that stat line, medium move, small base. 3s across the board for a 4-threat. For me, felt a little low. But Ron, what's your thoughts?
Oh, it is low. It's definitely below average. Yeah,
Quinn,
if you go purely off that stat line, she's not a 4-threat. That's a 3-threat stat line.
Yeah, I was going to say, Quinn, you'd expect normally at least 1 or 2 of those to be bumped up to a 4, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you expect roughly, a 3-threat to have 9 overall dice assigned to defense. Probably 10 or 11 for a 4-threat is typically where they hover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I don't know why she's a 4-threat. Like, the character shouldn't be a 4-threat.
Yeah, feels bad, and just in the overall, just in the because ultimately they can make a character as good or bad as they want, can't they? And therefore change the threat levels accordingly. That's fine, but I just think for the game at the moment, I would have just loved to have seen some new 3-threats. It just feels like it's been so long since we've had anything. But let's break down a card. Knuckle Spike Strike. This is going to be her builder. It's range 3, strength 5. It's power equal to damage dealt, and it has my least favourite trigger in the game, which is ambush on a wild. After the attack is resolved, place this character within 1 of the target character. Why do I not like it? I don't like it because it is the least inconsistent thing ever, and you can't plan around it. If you get the wild,
inconsistent thing ever, just like your speech patterns.
Yeah.
I mean, the most inconsistent thing ever.
Sorry, yeah, the least consistent thing ever is what I was trying to say. On a wild, so you have to get the trigger, but you have to do it. So it can be that you really need it and you don't get it, or you really don't want it and you do get it. Ron, I think you're slightly in the camp on this, aren't you? You play a lot of Beasts and you don't mind this too much?
I don't normally mind it on Beast purely for the fact that he is a medium base, so it kind of takes some of the sting away from the automatic place within 1, and also Beast is a threat cheaper. So.
And he's a threat cheaper, yeah. Next up, then we've got Army of Squirrels. It's going to be her only spender. It's going to be range 4. It's going to be 6 strength, and it's going to be costing 2. Both of those are obviously physical attacks. If this attack deals damage, after the attack is resolved, the target character gains the bleed and stun special conditions, and a push on a size 3 target or less. It's omnidirectional, so that's a thing, and it is before damage is dealt, so that's another thing. But it's a little bit lackluster for me. The girl who one-shots Thanos and many other characters, like, many other big hitters in the game. Yeah, for me, a little bit disappointed with that top end of a card. Quinn, thoughts?
Why is she a 4, man? Why? I mean, funnily enough, I'm not going to be super enthused about either of the characters we've seen cards for because they're both meh.
They are a little
There
bit.
you go.
Aren't they?
There's my one-word review. Meh.
Meh.
And it's more of a sound review than a word review.
Ron, anything to add to meh?
No. She's just bad.
So we've got meh and no.
Meh and no. And I'm just, do you know what? I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Way too many words.
It's the bear all over again.
Well, it's just disappointed. It's just disappointed. A character I was really hyped for. She's got some superpowers, so let's take a look at them. First of all, we've got Tippy-Toe Breakdown. It's going to be an active superpower. A takedown even. It's going to cost X, and this character may spend any amount of power to use this superpower. Choose an enemy character within range 2 of this character with a threat value equal to or lower than the amount of power spent to use this superpower. Always makes me laugh, that line. Who's going to... I mean, I suppose you could dump
There
power.
are corner case scenarios where it is important.
Yeah, but...
So you'd rather have it there than not.
Fair enough. Move the Tippy-Toe token to that character. That's maybe what I call this now. It's Tippy-Toe takedown. Move that character to the target. While the character has the Tippy-Toe token, it does not add crit results in its attack, defense, or dodge rolls to its total successes, and cannot add dice to its attack, defense, or dodge rolls as a result of crit results. I mean, it turns off characters, big characters. Ron, you were saying how you played Malekith this weekend. I can see spending 7 power, but then 7 power is a lot of power. But I can see if you had the 7 power, doing this to a Malekith early doors or at any point in the game, turning off those crits feels kind of okay. It feels pretty good. A Corvus with the reality gem, or a Thanos with the reality gem. But what are your thoughts on this one, Ron? Bearing in mind she's the same threat as Voodoo, and it's the same mechanics.
It's okay, but yeah, I don't know. Would you rather have someone not adding crits or someone dropping tokens and not being able to contest for the same power cost?
I mean, not only that, but she's not going to build the power to put that on these big guys very well, given how lackluster her builder is.
Like 5 dice, 2 rerolls with a place that you have to do if you get the trigger. Feels really bad, as you don't want to be near a big guy. But I don't know. Voodoo has the gains power from skulls. Yeah, she doesn't have to pay to bring it back, but it's not a big deal.
Voodoo doesn't just have the power from skulls, he's also got sap. So his power economy for getting that token out is so much better than Doreen's. And if she was a 3, I'd be really excited by this. But because she's a 4, she's a bigger investment than something that, once again, is very lackluster, even with the rerolls that Ron mentioned that we'll get to next.
Army of Squirrels is pretty good because it's range 4, 6 dice to 2 power. You're throwing them 2 rerolls. That's a pretty decent attack. But yeah, I don't really see you using Tippy-Toe takedown that often. I think it's just you just use Army of Squirrels whenever possible.
Yeah, I agree. Unless Quinn, to your point, she's 4 threat. We often talk, don't we, about what we expect 4 threat characters to do and bring to the game, and you look at some of the ones that we've had recently who can you've got the likes of Jess, you've got Rhino, you've got Bill, the new Wolverine. All of those characters can almost happily go to a flank themselves and hold their own against not only other 4 threats, but sometimes even, a threat higher characters. Whereas I look at her and I'm like, yeah, I just feel like she's not going to be that difficult to deal with. And even if you do load her up with power, she doesn't really have a great way of being able to spend it to do what we wanted, which is, take out these big characters. Let's go through the rest of the card. So Tippy come back, reactive, 0 cost. When she's targeted by attack, she can pull it back. Yes, this is the same as the Brother Daniel. What's the voodoo one called? I always forget.
Brother Daniel.
Is it just called Brother Daniel pulling it back?
Oh no, that's Recall Spirit. I think.
Recall Spirit. There we go. So it does cost 2 less, but I do feel like it does quite a bit less there as well. She's then got Squirrel S. This character begins the game with a Tippy-Toe token. While this character has the Tippy-Toe token, it may reroll up to 2 dice when making an attack, defense, or dodge roll. During the power phase, it may move the token from anywhere to this character. Whenever a character is dazed or KO'd while it has the Tippy token, move the Tippy-Toe token to this character. This character cannot have a Tippy-Toe token except the one it begins with in the game. When this character is removed from the battlefield, remove its Tippy-Toe token from the game. Additionally, when this character is dazed, move the Tippy-Toe token to this character from anywhere. So first thing, let's just talk about what she gets from it, and then let's talk about some of the bullshittery that they have addressed, because this is going to have some repercussions on Dr. Voodoo, we do suspect, don't we? So basically, for having Tippy on her shoulders, she's going to get to reroll 2 dice in every situation other than crisis rolls, right? That's essentially it, which is okay. Reroll 2's pretty darn good, Quinn.
Yeah, like reroll 2 is solid. Like Ancient 1 can pump out some hurt, and overall, I'd say that Doreen has better defensive stats than the Ancient 1. They're same threat value, but 3 physical is a lot better because it also works for collisions.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Ron, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think if she didn't have these 2 rerolls for the Tippy-Toe token, it should be unplayable, but rerolls are a valuable thing to have, especially when trying to build power, and the fact that she gets it on defense and dodge as well is pretty solid.
Yeah, I do like that it's defense and dodge. Again, I think because it's across all 3, it does bump her up a little bit. I do still feel like that 3-3-3 stat line, I'd have much preferred to see a maybe a 4-3-3 or even a 4-4-3-4, something like that. I just think I still think even with the rerolls, she's going to be a little bit too easy to take down. But they definitely do help with the. They definitely do help with the condition. With the triggers that she needs. 2 rerolls on a 5 or a 6 dice. You'd feel disappointed, I think, wouldn't you, if you didn't get the ambush or didn't get the push. So yeah, I think it's okay. And then lastly, as you'd expect, she has also got Wall Crawler. So overall, guys, and I actually just quickly jump to her back. She does have a couple of changes on the backside of a card, so it's worth going through them beforehand. All of the superpowers are the same, apart from she can't bring the Tippy-Toe token back, can she? So she loses that. She loses a stamina, and she gains Guardian Squirrel. When this character would be KO'd by an enemy effect, if it has the Tippy-Toe token, remove the token from the game. This character removes 1 damage. This character removes 1 damage, is not KO'd, and may be placed within 2 of its current position. Then this character cannot have Tippy-Toe tokens for the rest of the game. So there's like a last stand mechanic there, which is okay.
Ooh,
But
a 1 health injured Squirrel Girl who doesn't have rerolls.
Yeah,
Whoa.
there's a reason that we don't use last minute save from Lockjaw, right? It pretty much does the same thing. Okay, the placements and the range and everything else like that is slightly different, but it effectively does the same thing. So yeah, I mean, there's not much value, is there, in being alive on 1 health. So many characters have other ways of being able to, and out of action effects to be able to do additional damage, getting, and it's not like you get one last hurrah and she's going to be able to do something so amazing that she can swing the game for you. Whereas, other characters who have these, on KO effects, I always harken back to Ronan. You get some real good value from him for what he can do with it. For me, this hits the mark. This misses the mark a little bit. I don't know, Ron, your thoughts?
If anything, I think this makes her worse. I really do. Like, a place within 2, and you've still only got 1 health, and you've lost your rerolls, which is the best part of her kit. Just seems insane. Like, unless it's round 6 and she jumps onto a point and your opponent's got no activations left, then yeah, fair enough. But I don't think so.
There's a big difference between it being free and Lockjaw spending 3 and a tactics card. I agree. What I was saying is that
they're both bad.
They're both bad, right? The opportunity cost for Lockjaws is even higher.
Yeah. But one
yeah,
being worse than the other one doesn't mean the other one is better, right?
Yeah. I just think, if this was a good ability, don't get me wrong, being free is better, but there are so many better on KO things that happen or would be KO thing happens. The Black Order have got that card that I always forget. Hela comes back to life fully. Ultron comes back to life.
Even if she survives this, she's not a model that's going to swing a game on her own, in most situations, right?
Yeah,
it's not
that's
like keeping a Malekith alive or a Thanos alive or a Red Skull alive. She's not got the output or the control to do what you would need a character in that situation to do.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Chat is saying tactics cards. Do we think that a tactics card or 2, I think there's 3 in the box from what I saw. So, it'll be Brace for Impact or, Marked for Death or something like that. Grievous Wounds, yeah, one of them.
No. 1-2 punch, mate.
1-2 punch, yeah. Do we think tactics cards can save her? Because it did with... did Ulik need a tactics card, or did we just underestimate him, Quinn? I think we probably underestimated him.
I think we probably shat on him more than was necessary, but equally, still not that big a fan of Ulik. You can use him in some really good ways. But I am rather have Bill.
I will admit when I'm wrong, and I was wrong with him. But I just don't see... I just don't see what she can do or have.
If she does something absolutely insane that allows you to, deal with those bigger threat characters, like what we wanted from her, because we wanted her to be a cheap option to deal with all these big boys that are dominating the meta. But
the wordage did read, right? They referred to, I think the terminology was tank busters, okay? That both characters were tank busters. You have to imagine she has a tactics card that allows you to just eliminate a character, right? Because, with the greatest respect in the world, a range 4 6 dice attack with a size 3 push and 2 rerolls doesn't really feel like tank busting to me. I don't know if it feels like that for you, Ron.
Right. I'd rather take Black Cat for a threat less than stagger someone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
At least you're like
Exact-
actually affecting their output in a way that is like cost effective, both in terms of threat and power. Because if Squirrel Girl can't get some power, she can't do a damn thing to Malekith.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I just think, again, it's going to be really interesting to see what her tactics card is, whether she gets 1, whether she gets 2. If there is a... I mean, but then, let's say that she does have an ability that lets her one-shot a character. There's already a character in the game that does that, and they have a very, very low play rate.
well,
because
it's Supergiant on every table. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
To be fair, at least, you know, Doreen isn't a slow mover on a small base.
No, she's a threat more and a medium mover.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And also doesn't have the ability we're talking about, so...
So people said it could be like a Helios type attack. Give Squirrel Girl.
Squirrels blot out the sun.
They could drop this Squirrel Girl exactly how she is to a 3 and she'd be fine.
Yeah,
probably drop stamina on both sides. Yeah, you know.
I think you drop a stamina on the front. I don't think.
Yeah,
I think
make a
5/5.
Does she drop on her back? Is that
Yeah,
right?
she's
Yeah, she
5.
does,
She's
yeah.
6'5".
Oh yeah, in that case, make it
Yeah,
5/5.
she's 6'5".
You're done. Yeah,
Yeah, I think they've missed the mark with this.
very much so.
Her attacks are so consistent. 2 power for effectively 8 dice, and handout conditions. I love her. And look, and this is the wonderful thing about opinions, right?
They're
Everyone's
like
got one.
arseholes. Everyone's got one, and most of them stink.
I usually say full of shit, but no, look, we jest, right? And
I don't think
we
your
all-
arsehole in and of itself is full of shit, Rich. That's like what it goes through. I know you have some complications there, but
It is if you don't wipe properly. we are not getting into this anyway. We want to reiterate the point, and we always say it on this channel because, you know, we've proven it many times. Just because somebody says something is bad, don't ever feel like being put off playing it. Caveats are, she could be one tactics card away from being absolutely amazing. Somebody else, right? We shit on Ulik, Ron made him work, right? Quint's still not a fan. I've converted. Opinions don't have to.
middling on Ulik. I'm middling on
No,
him.
but my point being, Quinn, is that opinions don't have to be static. They can change.
No, exactly.
But also,
yeah. Like,
the difference between the very best characters in this game and the very worst... let's not say the very worst, because OG Wolverine exists. The difference between S tier and C tier, right? You could take a C tier character, give them 2 stamina, and all of a sudden, they get bumped up to A, right? It's not a huge chasm between characters. So if you like a player, try and make her work. But I think for me, she's just a little bit too lackluster. Doesn't have that tank bustery feel. And for me, I think that's probably my part, is that I'm just a little bit more disappointed that she doesn't have this tank buster thing that they were talking about.
also,
yeah.
Troll. If Rhino didn't have Rhinobbery, he would be shit. And that was how we were, like, you know, actually evaluating him.
See, I don't think he would be.
I think it is.
I think
Awful.
Ryan Aubrey takes him from an A to an S.
Oh, right,
I think it
over
puts
it.
him from, like, I think that
I'd
puts
say
him from
probably
like
a
a
mid-
C to an S.
a mid C to an S.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Awful character.
She's, as AMG would say, below the curve. I love hearing people disagree with me because it helps me think outside the box. Honestly, Justin, that look, this is, we've not played any games with her. We haven't seen her tactics card. She's been out, or you know, we've had her card for what, 3 days, whatever it is, 4 days, maybe not even that. What, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? Yeah, three or 4 days. Putting reps in with characters, trying them out in different places. There may be somewhere where she fits really, really well. She's talking about how, where do we think from a leadership perspective, where do we think she could sit? Sorry, from an affiliation perspective.
Web Warriors, give her 3 rerolls. Shadowlands Daredevil gives her 3 rerolls. Anyone that plays on that rerolls, because that is literally the best part of her kit.
Oh God, imagine her in the Shadowlands Daredevil, stood next to Zemo.
I mean, you're saying this like, I mean, if she wasn't a 4 threat, she'd be real solid in Hydra. That spender with Strucker, standing next to like either Strucker or Zemo with some Zola help, like just going, bang. Is it bleed and stun she does off the spender?
Bleed and stun. Yeah,
Or
bleed and
just
stun.
off damage during checking that out at range 2 with 6 dice. Not awful, but equally 4 threat. I'd rather have Jess.
Yeah, and that's the other caveat I want to say, guys, is that I think it's fanboys who are just hoping she's an animal. And do you know what, Gifted James? That is part of it. That is part of it. Squirrel Girl is an absolute beast, and she becomes, she is better against the bigger the character she's attacking. And for me, they've missed her essence as a character with the card. I don't know if you guys would agree. Like, it doesn't feel like Squirrel Girl.
No.
And I think that's my overarching. That's my biggest problem with her. That and that is what it is.
Yeah, when a character doesn't feel like a character, of course there are issues with it because one, you're getting a card that isn't representative of the character, but two, they tend to miss the mark. Like if they miss the mark in one way, they're missing it in other ways as well. In terms of balance here. Yeah. Once again, this is all with the caveat of tactics cards are a thing. They can, change your opinions.
Absolutely. Let's jump on to the second reveal. That we got. I think after the first novelty games. I think after the first few novelty games, other 4 threats are going to take priority. Yes,
Given
I
the
would
other
agree
4
with
threats
that.
that have released this year, she's a middling 3 threat.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Is middling.
If I could have her with a stamina less at 3 threat, I still think I'd rather take Strucker. That man will not die.
Well, she's no Zemo, is she?
No, she's no Zemo. She's no Strucker. Like even at 3 threat, you got options that are better.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if there was I think I've got a slightly better image than the one I had previously. So let me just pull this up here, guys. Apologies for messing around with it mid.
Troll, you're right. It does make the Snap version look way more accurate.
Oh, God, yeah.
If Snap was based off of this card, sure.
It's a better version of it, but it's just too big.
I mean, do we really need to talk about Gwen? She's just meh.
She's better than Squirrel Girl.
Well, yeah,
she is better than Squirrel Girl.
You know what? I'm giving this whole box a meh.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I'm going to buy it.
Wowzers. You heard it here first, people. You heard it here first. Let's just quickly... I just need to mess around with this real quick, guys. So, give me 1 second. And it still doesn't want to do it for some reason. Okay, let's go to the old image. Because that's the one that's working. So, Gwenpool, a.k.a. Gwendolyn Pool. And again, apologies. There is a much better version of this card on Cerebro. I just can't get it to work for me. Actually, let me see if I can do this. Is this better?
I mean, do you not just copy the image link, or is it copying an old image link?
Yeah, it's not. It's just not doing it. Anyway, let's go through Gwenpool's card. 4/3/4, 6 stamina, 4 threat. Again, another 4 threat. Size 2, medium move, small base. This stat line is a lot better for a 4 threat.
Yeah.
It is better. Ron?
Oh, she's miles better in every way.
I mean, it's a low bar, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, yeah.
If you're buying this box, it's for this character. You're not buying it for Squirrel Girl.
No. We've got Stabby Swords, range 2, 5, strength. Damage equal to power dealt, and a pierce on a wild. It's a pretty decent builder, isn't it, for a 4 threat? Especially with that wild pierce in there as well. So that feels like the power generation is going to be a little bit more consistent. However, she also has Gwenpool's Bag of Tricks, which is range 4, strength 4, and it's a guaranteed power. I've said it many times before. I think having the option on a character, having that up close and personal one where it's power equal to damage dealt, but then also just being able to guarantee yourself 1 power, especially when you have a 2-cost superpower that you excuse me, that you may want to use. I think it's pretty good. So this is going to be just gain a flat 1 power. Gwenpool special. Again, you can't see this too well, but that is on a hit and a wild. After this cycle resolved, the defending character gains 1 of the following special conditions: bleed, shock, incinerate, or poison. I don't think that one's going to be too consistent. Like, 2 triggers for 1 condition doesn't feel great, but it is on a range 4 spender. So I feel like you're not necessarily doing that in the hope that you can dish out an incinerate. I think you're probably doing that because you just want the 1 power, aren't you, in most situations?
Yeah.
We've then got this end toward target. Range 4, 8 strength, costs 4. After the attack is resolved, the target character gains the incinerate and stun special conditions. Scorched Earth, before damage is dealt, all of the characters within range 2 of the target character suffer 1 and gain the incinerate special condition. Key thing to note on there is it's all characters, not just enemy characters. Ron, let's start with you. She's got 3 attacks there. What are your thoughts on them?
Stabby Sword's fairly standard, what we expected. Bag of Tricks, I don't think you'll use that often unless you're sat on a point and you don't have enough for the spender just to generate power.
Yeah.
The spender is the main thing for here. Being able to incinerate multiple targets at range 4, 8 dice, it's pretty solid for 4 power.
Yeah, I think so. You're going to want the right map set up, aren't you, to get the most value for this? You're going to want, something down the middle.
I mean, to be fair, I think Stabby Sword is an above-average builder, even for a 4, given that it has Pierce. Pierce is a very, very valuable trigger to have on, a builder, because not only you getting the damage...
She's a 3.
Yeah, I was going to say 23 gets it, and a reroll, and she's a threat less.
But they're different characters. And also, 23 is the most murderous 3 threat in the game.
She is very good. She is very good.
Don't lecture me on 23. I know how 23 works. But it's a better builder than the majority of 4 threats have, I would say. Because the majority of 4 threats are stuck with that sort of 3 threat and up builder of 5 dice, physical, maybe have a trick on there, but Pierce is a better trick than most.
Yeah.
The spender's alright, it's kind of like the Exposin rifle from Illicit Tech.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Nice to have that just always on. She's going to be quite power hungry, which is another reason why I quite like Stabby Sword, because Pierce on that means you're getting another damage through, which means you're generating another power. It all feeds into other stuff.
Yeah, it does. She's then got travel through gutter space. Gutter or glitter?
Gutter.
Gutter space.
No, gutter. Gutter space is the space between comic panels.
Oh, there we go. Cost 2. Active superpower. If this character is not holding an objective token, we're going to come back to that in a minute. Place it within 3 of its current position. This superpower can only be used once per turn. 2 power for a range 3 place is pretty damn good, right? I mean, that's pretty good. However, if they're not holding an objective token, it doesn't say that they can drop them. You just can't use it, can you, if you're holding one? Thoughts on this superpower, and then thoughts on what the knock-on effect could be for this, and whether this becomes a standard thing moving forward with this type of place. Ron, we'll start with you.
Good superpower. Hope it becomes standard. Fuck Miles.
Fuck web warriors. All my homies hate web warriors. Yeah, I mean, it's a decent enough ability. You're paying 2 power for range 3, pretty damn good. Obviously, that's seen most often on webheads. Yeah, the further implications of it are really big, and I do hope, they come to fruition in the way we're hoping, where it's a blanket change in a card update at some point soonish, where just all of this runaway stuff stops happening because it's not interactive and it's not particularly fun for one half of the table.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say it's fun for the other half of the table that's doing it. It's just the way to win. And then obviously there are implications with Squirrel Girl's Tippy-Toe token going back to her when she's dazed. And that's a big change that we'd like to see with Voodoo's possession token. Because it's just a bit obscene when your opponent can go, I possess this character, they do nothing now. You can kill this guy, he's on lower defenses, I don't care, because he's still stopping you doing anything. It shouldn't work that way.
Yeah, I agree. It will be interesting, I think, if this... Because, first of all, I agree, by the way. I think it's a really good superpower. Again, I like the fact that she can walk up round 1, do a single tap, or maybe even just do a single tap, depending on what's happened, and get to do the place as well. I think that's quite nice. That's one of the reasons why I like that bag of tricks. I think placement with objective tokens is a little bit daft.
I think it should be locked to specific characters.
Yeah, it should be a unique thing that some people have.
Yeah.
I do, however, think I would prefer to see if this character is holding a token, it drops that objective token. I feel like being locked into not being able to do it.
Something a little bit different, which was just have a little addition onto every placement ability like that, which is just if this character is holding an objective token, and then place it range X instead, X being just 1 less than whatever the initial range was, just to represent that you are, carrying a larger load. Miles can't web swing 3 if he's, holding if he's got a scroll with him, he's not taking that with him that same distance, right? He's going range 2 with it instead, something like that,
Yeah, I do feel like something needs to be done with that. But yeah, we will see. We will see. She's then got Retcon Powers Activate. It's going to be a reactive power. Costs X. When this character is attacking or defending during the modified dice step of the attack, it may spend up to 3 power to use this superpower. For each power spent, this character may re-roll 1 of its attack or defense dice. This superpower may only be used once per turn. I think identical to Murdoch's.
Psylocke, right?
Psylocke.
And Psylocke's.
Yeah. Psylocke is, it's nice to have, once again, feeding into that power thing. She wants power for a spender, she wants power for this. She's going to be pretty good at pushing damage through. She's got really good defensive stats and, abilities. That's going to help keep herself topped up. The reason that I'm jumping in and doing this bit first is because I need a wee, so I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, Ron, what's your thoughts on getting access to up to 3 rerolls per turn?
Yeah, it's alright, it's going to cost you 2 power to get what Squirrel Girl has built in. But it seems like Gwenpool has a much more efficient way of gaining power. So it's there if you need it. It's not special.
Yeah, I would agree. I also think she's got another die to reroll as well, hasn't she? So she's going to get she's potentially getting more for it because she's got more opportunity to at least on Mystic and physical attack, she's got more from it. And then rounding up, she has got plot armor. So for anyone that doesn't know, she's another character. Obviously breaks the 4th wall as well. So that to represent that, she gets to reduce the amount of damage suffered by 1. We did do a bit of reading on her. We thought we thought she was Deadpool related last time round, but she's not. She just stole the name, but she's aware of what she is, and therefore gets them to rewrite comics. I think so. I think this is there just to represent that. On her injured side, it doesn't look like anything changes, and she doesn't actually lose a stamina, which has been a trait run, hasn't it, for most 4 threats that are 6 on the front and then usually 5 on the back.
Yep.
I think it's pretty good. And again, I think that the fact that her retcon powers activate allow her to reroll on defense and attack is pretty good as well. I think overall she's a solid 4 threat.
Yeah, I think she's pretty good.
I think she brings something a little bit different as well. I do like that. I would have really liked this end toward target to be a range 5. Like I really, it's a goddamn rocket launcher, right? Like how is that only as effective as whatever her bag of tricks is?
Yeah, that's fair.
Does make me chuckle. But yeah, I think overall she's a pretty solid character. Again, it'll be interesting to see what, if any, tactics card she brings.
That'd be a Jeff card.
I mean, this is the thing. Let's talk about Jeff, right? He doesn't feature in here. We want Jeff, right? We want something that represents
Jeff. It's his own model, and I want him to be like a little 2 threat that just runs around and bites people. I don't want any of this nonsense of, I'm on Gwenpool's base. No. Give me Jeff. Give me real Jeff. Just like I wanted real bats, I want real Jeff.
I don't quite think that's going to happen.
Well, I can complain about it. Nah. Screw you, AMG. I'm going to go play your other game.
Quick one about these 2 characters in general then, and how they described the pack of being these tank busters. I think Gwen has got a little bit more of that, but I still don't feel like either of them have got anything that's, going to rip through a Malekith or a Hulk. So do we think that part of it is going to be within the tactics cards?
I mean, giving out Incinerate on the Spender is nice. Pierce is also useful, but yeah, like they're not fitting that MO, are they?
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment. Cool. Well, that is it. That's it for today's show, guys. There we go.
Yeah, bye.
That is it for all of the cards that we've had revealed and we've seen so far. However, that is most definitely not it from Adepticon, because, oh boy, Gwenpool for Hellfire Club. Do you know what, Glenn? I reckon she's going to be in Hellfire Club. Jeff to be like Jonathan, I don't think so, and there's 2 reasons for that.
1, Jonathan's shit. 2, go on.
2 reasons for that. First of all, Jonathan turns on something that Honey Badger doesn't have, which is being able to score VPs. Second of all, Jeff is on her base. It wouldn't make sense for Jeff to then be a token. Is just my take on it. Jeff will destroy tanks. Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is a Jeff card, and Jeff gets to make an attack or add dice equal to size of character or threat of character or something, right?
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know, Jeff. Tippy-Tap Hulk round 1. Frederick, how are you generating
round
the 6?
2, he said, for a start.
Oh, round 2. Okay.
It's also very unlikely, because if they're running a Hulk, it's likely that they're going to have priority. If you're putting Squirrel Girl on the midline and
dead,
making it so that she has 6 power at the start of round 2, Hulk's just going to go and kill her.
Yeah.
Before she even gets a chance to put it on her.
Also, he doesn't care. He's just going to pick people up and throw them. Like he does. He cares less about crits than he does wilds. Like, yeah. I think it's fair to say about the Hulk. So yeah, right. Let's get in to some fun stuff, guys, because Oh my word, there was a lot. And I want to give props to the guys at the Professional Casual Network. I thought they did a really, really good job live streaming this session. We all sat together, didn't we, guys, and watched it together, all the Shatterpoint stuff, plus all the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff coming through. And it's fair to say we were a little bit excited by some of the reveals. So let's start off with the first one, which is going to be a brand new Ultron with the cape, which is the most exciting part.
He's got the Ultron bots.
I don't care about the Ultron
drones. We care about the cape.
Fuck the Ultron bots. He's got a cape, goddammit.
I'm going to take that cape and I'm going to put it on Darth Vader because he's his shit.
He's his shit, yeah. Wow. Like, things I love about... First of all, let's talk about the model, first of all. The pose of Ultron, right, is just everything Ultron. Like, I am here. It is the age of me. But then also, the one Ultron bot that's doing the T-800 or the Terminator, like, crawl. I think it's even on Age of Ultron, the movie, as well, isn't it? Where it's like, it's just crawling towards them. It's like, absolutely brilliant.
I mean, I
really love the sculpt.
They're all, like, doing the T-1000 sprint. Just that, like, completely robotic sprint at, like, he does in Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also... Five grunts on a single base. Like, I don't think they're ever going to be able to do more than that.
I think we might see 6-threat Ultron with really strong grunts.
Well, so the question is, what do we think about this Ultron? What's he going to be? What's he going to bring? Is he going to have a leadership? What threat do we think he's going to be? Quinn, over to you.
I don't think he'll have a leadership necessarily, just because... What affiliation would it be? Oh, he's Cabal's 4th leader. Ooh. And also, who would be included if it were a new leadership? I absolutely love the model, obviously. The cape is very, very cool. I do want, like, a big, beefy 6-threat Ultron, because that's what we've been wanting together since he was, like, in the core box and was just a disappointing 4. Yes, he got better with the card updates, but he still doesn't feel very Ultron. Like, you know, that's a little bit more Prison Warden in the negative zone Ultron, right? Whereas this is like, there are no strings on me Ultron, and he better have an ability called that.
Did we get a name for what Ultron this is going to be, Ron? Do you remember?
No.
I don't believe so.
I think it was just a new Ultron.
A new Ultron, but like...
character, wasn't it?
This is like, you know, big, I want to take over the world Ultron. They specifically called out they wanted an Ultron model that better suited the Age of Ultron Ultimate
storyline
that they did.
Okay. Yeah.
I want big, spooky 6-threat Ultron that will just smash your face in.
Yeah, agreed. And let's be honest, capes make everything better. And 100%, Glyn, tier list of capes coming up next. Who wore it best?
We don't need a tier list of capes. Doctor Strange wins.
Oh, does he?
His cape is sentient.
It's not a cape, it's a cloak.
Same thing.
No.
It's the cape of levitation.
Have you not seen the video, the cape, cowl, cloak thing? Yeah.
have you not seen the interview that Benedict Cumberbatch did with Elizabeth Olsen, and she calls it a cape, and he goes, "It's not a cape!
It's a cloak." Yes. I love it. It's a little bit reminiscent of the pose and everything else on the red cape. A little bit reminiscent of the What If version of Age of Ultron.
It's definitely the What If version. But yeah.
No. I'm not saying it is that, because obviously it's not Vision in that, you know. But that whole pose, it's that vibe that I'm getting. Sinister's cape is a good cape. Do you know I also love Cable's? The little bit of scorch burning on the back end of it.
Would you call Sinister's thing a cape? Isn't it just tassels?
It's a cowl.
A cowl goes on the head, right?
A cowl has an attached hood, right?
Yeah.
But Sinister just has shoulder-mounted tassels.
Swedish Troll just made a good point. I love how we have so much to go through, by the way, guys, and we are talking about who has the best cape. Like, this is just us all over. Magneto's cape is very good. Very, very good indeed. But yeah, we'll leave that. We will probably do a cape episode ranking all of the capes in the game. But look, I think I'm with you guys. Ultron was fine in the core box. I like that they're going. I like that they're going to be able to just do a little bit more with him and make him a little bit more advanced in what he does. Because actually, OG Ultron is still a fairly serviceable character. He was fine for the core box. You can still play him in Cabal. He's okay.
You are legally allowed to play the model, yes.
You are legally allowed to be. My partner is giving me a very strange look listening to this. Well, William Benson's partner, if you can hear us, stop giving him strange looks.
No, just look at him even more strangely.
Yeah, fair point.
I'll throw some more eyebrow in there.
Really happy we're getting you, Ultron. I'm not always the most overjoyed when we get a character redone, but as long as they do it right, and the fact that it feels like because he's got the grunt, it's going to be something very different. I'm happy with this news, guys. Overall, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Oh, 100% thumbs up.
And it's a good model as well, isn't it, to boot? Next up, then, guys, it fills me with so much joy.
Can we just skip this one? It's shit.
And it fills me with so much joy because there is the potential, as long as they don't fuck this up, that we can run both in the same squad. It's your boy, Cosmic Ghost Rider. It should be Frank Castle. We will wait and see. But it should be Frank Castle. Oh no, I can't run Punisher anymore.
Ron, should we just log off for a few minutes whilst he gushes, and then come back when we get to the cool characters?
Just look at that. Look at that model.
It's not even that nice.
Yeah, I hate his stupid bike. What the fuck is that thing on the front? Is it meant to be a planet?
That's what his bike looks like.
Yeah, I'm questioning the design of the bike in comics as well as in the
Oh, right, yeah. No, I know. It's
no,
stupid.
I think it looks fucking stupid.
Look, it's fucking stupid as hell. There's a 3D printed model of this that already looks way better. Who is it had it?
Luke.
Oh, what was Luke? Yeah, Wargaming Luke had it. Does this mean we finally get Frank with an actual affiliation?
Yeah. Punisher should be Midnight Suns.
Your Punisher should be Midnight Suns. And yes, Captain Cameron, that is a dumb pose. Look, guys, I've been calling my Ghost Rider Cosmic Ghost Rider for a long time.
Oh my god, they've removed your bullshit excuse.
They've removed my bullshit excuse.
You can't say that anymore. Now I'm excited for this model.
Yeah, look, it's not the model as such. It's a horrible pose. It's just not.
What exactly is he doing?
It looks like he's crashing. It looks like he's crash landing on a New York street. And then rubble.
Does he not know how to drive his own fucking bike? Useless prick.
Galactus affiliated, says the Derinator. Obviously Guardians of the Galaxy affiliated, right? I mean...
I don't know. I don't give a shit about this character.
Ron, what's your thoughts?
Nah, man, I'm a Robert Reyes guy. I like interdimensional fucking Ghost Rider, not Broom Planet's Ghost Rider.
Yeah, fair enough. Quinn, any love for him?
No, I don't care.
See,
I would have the Ghost Rider on a mammoth. He's cool.
This is the worst thing that they have done to Frank Castle in MTP.
Well, they didn't do it. Man. They didn't do it. The comics did it.
They chose to create this model and make a card and character around it. So technically, they did do it.
Yeah, why would you not just do Robbie Reyes instead?
It's just a horrible model, isn't it? In his car as well. Rob,
yeah.
Do you want him in his car?
In my mum's car.
In my mum's car. All I can see is someone replacing his chain with another beer bottle. That would be good. It does look like his chain maybe has a few more contact points, because let's be honest, The Ghost Rider one was bullshit. Mine doesn't exist anymore. I don't know where it is.
I gave mine an additional contact point, like, on the back of his arm, just by, like, jamming
It
the
was-
chain against it.
It was really bad. I would rather have Frank and Castle.
And that would be cooler.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. My only thing with this is, like, he's just had his character's just had a glow. I don't say just had, right, but recently. But he's not going to do the same things as Ghost Rider. I love the Ghost Rider we've got. Whilst we now have a cosmic Ghost Rider, I just think that I just don't see how he can be any better than the Ghost Rider we've already got, who is one of the most bullshit 5-threat characters in the game, right? Let's be honest.
Absolute trash. About one of the best 5 threats in game.
Shut up, Ron.
Talking bollocks.
That's at least a 9-threat character there.
The best 5-threat model in the game don't have a skull for a head. It's just not on fire.
It's not Red Skull.
It fucking is.
It's not Red Skull.
Definitely, like, genuinely, like, Skull 2 is probably the best 5 in the game.
No. Which?
No. But there's a reason Witch wasn't in my Hydra roster after I made changes.
Double Ghost Rider Rich, yeah. So yeah, that's the other thing. He probably won't be immune to Incinerator first. I am glad they didn't put his... So in the comics, he has a helmet.
Hat on,
He has a
right?
fucking helmet on. But yeah, there we
That might have
go.
been cooler, you know.
It might have been good. Might be good. The artwork that's the thumbnail of this video is awesome.
Yeah, he's got
No,
a
it's
little hat
clear.
on there.
It's clearly Black Bolt. This sculpt makes my eyes hurt. David Cameron. Oh no, okay, we're talking about so Ulik, Cable, and then Black Bolt for the best 5 in the game. Cable may be the worst. Oh no, Jean exists, doesn't she?
Jean! Yeah.
Jean or Cable, Ron? Who's worse?
It's probably
it's
Jean.
definitely Jean, yeah. At least Cable has some degree of mobility with the slide.
and a great builder to boot.
Yeah.
Right,
Better than
Quinn,
Rockets.
This yeah.
Objectively, it is.
Objectively, it is better than Rockets. However, it is 2.5 times the cost. Right, Quinn, this next one's going to make you very happy, isn't it? Umbaku! Oh, right. Let's start with the Umbaku sculpt. Because not only is it an absolutely beautiful sculpt, I think I said this to both of you guys, didn't I? This may be, for me, the best paint job we've seen coming from the studio itself as well. I just think it is so good.
It is.
Like, absolutely beautiful. It's a really nice blend of, because they could have gone like the rhino. They could have gone the white ape.
I mean,
suit.
I don't think they could have, because there's a reason that he's not about anymore.
I mean, yeah, but
Man ape.
No. But my point is that it still pays a nice homage with the white cape cloak. I don't know now what to call it.
That's a cloak, mate.
It's a cloak, right? Yeah. I love the artwork. I love the painting on the shoulder. His pose is awesome.
All he's missing is a beard.
All he's missing is a beard, which you can sculpt on. Ron, what's your thoughts on M'Baku?
Yeah, it's cool.
Quinn, go on. And let's be honest, right? Wakanda have needed something new for a long, long time, haven't they? Their last character was Storm. You know, that character that gets played in Wakanda loads, right?
Character that came out a year after the game was out, roughly. It was like that November. You know, they haven't had a model in like a year and a half.
Yeah, and they were the second affiliation. They were the third affiliation or fourth affiliation in the game to come out.
Sorry,
right?
2.5 years. My mistake.
Yeah, it's no 2.5 years. Yeah, because that's how long X-Men have been.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised he's not on a 50mm base with how much space this model takes up.
Yeah, he's a big old boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a real big lad.
Yeah.
I'm hoping 3
Are we
leader.
looking at our three? I was just going to say, are we looking at a 3-threat leader for Wakanda that leans more into
Aggression.
the attrition side of the game?
Yeah.
So you do have that lovely juxtaposition between Panther or
Well,
M'Baku.
Panther's like your all-rounder, right? Because he gives rerolls for everything if you pay. I don't know what I want M'Baku to do, but I know I want him to crack skulls open with that big stick.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think it can be any higher than 3-threat, right? He's not a superhuman character. He's just a very well-trained man with some vibranium. Right? No, he doesn't use vibranium.
Dude.
But he doesn't use vibranium, does he?
Doesn't need it, mate. He's an absolute beast.
I mean, he does, because he has his arse handed to him by Black Panther at nearly
I mean,
every occasion.
This is true. I mean, to be fair, Ballerina of Hell's Kitchen is a 4th threat. I could see him as a 4th threat. Because Daredevil's superpower is I'm blind.
David Cameron just says, all is 4.
And Cosmic Ghost Rider and Ultron are 4s as well. Every release this year is a 4.
Every release should be 4. And also, yeah, Crimson. That's a good shout. He could be in there as well,
I don't see
potentially.
M'Baku in Crimson. Are you mixing him up with Killmonger?
No, I don't know. I think
Killmonger's still shit. I don't think M'Baku really does.
He'll be Cabal because he's sometimes slightly ever so bad. So there you go.
No, he needs to be Wakanda only.
He's going to be. I think he'll be Wakanda only. I hope he's the second leader. I really do.
The other model in the box, definitely Crimson, as well as maybe very tenuously being in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a strange one, isn't it? Because obviously
this was the Wakanda box, right? And like,
yeah,
he makes sense as with Wakanda, but not as Wakanda.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it, when you get these characters that are associated with, but yet are not. You know, it's one thing with like a generic term like Cabal or something like that, but it's like, no, he's not Wakandan. And I get Storm isn't, but she is through marriage, so that's fine.
And also, she's allied to Wakanda, right?
Exactly, yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
it's like the whole thing with like Enchantress in Asgard. It's like she's an Asgardian, but she's typically opposed to whoever the government is.
But at least she is an Asgardian, right? There may have been a point in time where she did, right? Ulysses just isn't. Interesting sculpt.
I don't like it.
I obviously he's made of solid sound, isn't he? That's his thing, and he can project it and things. I kind of get what they were going for. I love the sculpt that is the red part of him. I think it's really nice. I'm just not sure it needed to be coming out of a random camouflage guy.
It's not camouflage. It's meant to be bits of like sound.
I know, but that's what
he's not. He's not got
right?
tech camouflage on.
It looks like Laser Quest camouflage. Ron, thoughts on Ulysses Klaw?
Chad.
He's a Chad. This is true.
Like,
he is.
If he's not a 6th threat, I will be extremely shocked.
Oh, really? You're going to go that high?
Klaw is nigh on unkillable.
Yeah, to be fair.
I don't know, but Deadpool is literally unkillable, and he's only a 4 threat. A 3 threat?
Yeah, well.
Like, Deadpool's not bad.
I don't know.
Bad. It's not that
like, bad. Deadpool's not a super villain, is he? Klaw is defined as a super villain.
Yeah, Klaw is like the biggest antagonist for Wakanda, full stop, right?
Yeah.
He'll be a 5 minimum, I think.
I mean, also, apparently, Wakanda and the Catholic Church really hate each other as well, I learned recently.
Okay, any particular reason?
I think they, like, led a crusade there at one point, and the Wakandans beat the shit out of them.
Good.
It's just like, yeah, sure.
Good. Klaw is an awful sculpt.
Yeah, I mean, I
thought
want
the
Andy
picture was
Serkis
messed
Klaw.
up.
Nah, man, this Klaw's
No.
I want Andy Serkis, Cuttlefish.
Klaw is 4. 4 threat for Klaw. 4 to 5. He would have been much cooler if the top part was normal, and from the waist down he was becoming. Do you know what? I would agree with that, and maybe
If
there
it
is
wasn't like the Echo thing, and they'd kind of done like if you cut that model off like at the waist and then
And just stick them
reattach it
together.
basically with the bottom pair of legs, like that's cool. But like the whole double legs and like he's got 2 extra arms and stuff like don't work for me.
It's great. Better than M'Baku.
Fuck off.
Lou has made a very good shout. Somewhere between 2 and 7 for the threat level.
I mean,
I would agree.
I think he's 5 or 6.
I think he's probably more 4 or 5, if I'm being brutally honest.
We've got the full spectrum. You've got 4, 5. I've got 5, 6. Ron's at 6.
Ron said 9 or whatever it is. But yeah, look, I mean, again, hopefully what this brings is a secondary leader for Wakanda, because I think they are in desperate need for it. Not so much as defenders, though. They need a much better leader.
No, they don't. Just need some cards.
Need some tactics cards. It's time to bring out the
You're
old
lucky we don't
Clippers.
do this in person, because Ron would have like.
Oh, I know. I would have a Ron-sized fish shape right there.
I don't
time
think
to
you
bring
have a face left.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. Right, let's carry on with the Wakanda stuff. So we did get confirmation that we were getting some terrain. I love the terrain that they do. The problem is that, like, give us some bases as well, right? It's like, give us some other bases that are not NYC bases.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that one. We get the sort of colour version again. Really like the paint job. The little waterfall fountain thing there is pretty cool. Are you going to be able to stand a character on top of it easily enough? I don't know.
No, it's terrain AMG's made.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. But we do then get a vehicle, some random little things, and a tree. So
I think these are meant to come in the next pack that we see, right?
Do you think these are part of the
From
other
what
pack?
I recall, that truck is mentioned in relation to that other pack. So
okay.
I think this is a scatter terrain that we got in very similarly in the Weapon X Rivals panel, which I think is, once again, they're improving the terrain quality overall in those.
So the Derrinator said that the terrain would have some interactable stuff.
Yeah, they did mention like optional rules for it that could like change the threat of your missions or something.
Yeah.
Like something weird. Like it's not something we're ever going to see because we don't tend to play with that sort of stuff. But you know,
No.
it's there.
Glyn's made a good point. Every piece of terrain will be 4 threat. And I assume every size of terrain will be 4. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. But then the big reveal was a brand new Rivals panel. And it is going to be Killmonger versus Black Panther. I absolutely love the look of this. I love the Killmonger model. I think it's really cool. Really like the pose on the Black Panther. I love the fact that they've got the water splashing at the contact points of the feet. And I also like the terrain as well. I think it's really, really nice. Ron, what's your thoughts on getting a new Black Panther, a new Killmonger? And let me ask you a further question is, are they going to make these 2 new character cards, or are they just going to be reprints?
These will be new characters, new rules like they did with Logan and Sabretooth. I like the poses for both. Really happy that they gave Killmonger his mask.
Loving it.
The train's great. The only thing I don't like are the bases. But that's purely because they don't match all of my other stuff. So
I'd be magnetizing those so they could go either on like normal bases or on those. Yeah, I also think paint job wise, they've got a bit too vibrant blue for the water. Like
it is a little bit too.
I mean, like I could see like what I would do is I'd do some like I've got some like scenic basin water stuff I've had for ages, and I used to use them like my fisherman and Guild Ball. Just doing something with that where like you paint the water, maybe give it like bit of a highlight or whatever, and then you put that over it just to give it that sort of like depth that it's kind of lacking, because obviously it's a hard plastic medium.
I'd forgot Mr. Cameron. Oh, sorry, Captain Cameron. I do apologise, Captain. I'm not even getting your title right anymore. They did confirm. I don't know if we must have missed it. Obviously, we were stepping in and out of it, so they did confirm brand new characters. I'm okay with that. Somebody put they were really wanting to see a Black Panther versus Namor for the Rivals panel. I think with the Rivals panel,
You're not going to see new
think
characters.
They're going to see new. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see new characters.
Cards, but not new characters. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It
I
should
wonder
be
how they make them
characters.
different.
Make it a lot better.
Like, is this going to be like a 3-threat Panther where he's not got the heart-shaped herb? Like,
Oh,
that's meant to be how that like duel works, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, if it's the duel for the kingship, right?
Yeah.
But usually during that duel, they are also not wearing clothes. That he doesn't have the suit on.
Yeah.
Either.
I mean, but it is the Warrior Falls, though, right? So you would make the assumption that that's the kind of thing they're going for.
Yeah. It looks like from how it's going to be standing upright is that you've got a support at the back right, and then you've obviously got the 4 supports, which will be the waterfalls.
Is that bit at the back that you can sort of see silhouetted.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure if that is a fully sculpted piece or it's a one-sided piece. Because, like, to me, it looks like there is a very, like, clean edge on the left-hand side, that sort of diagonal shape. Like, is that going to mean that it's a bit like the Doc Ock and Spider-Man Rivals panel where it's a facade, right? Because if that's the case, that's a bit shit.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. A Black Panther that is not a leader to fit with the M'Baku leadership. Yeah, that could be a thing.
I mean, you aren't stopped from running normal Panthers.
You're still not stopped with running it, but yeah. Look, I think the sculpts are really nice.
I like the spear with Panther. It's very cool.
Yeah. My only thing with this again is that they're putting 2 new characters that people will want, probably behind $100 paywall again. And I know that that's not the real thing that a paywall is, whoever that one guy was that messaged me, but it's a paywall. It's a wall there that you have to pay to get through to be able to get access to these new things. And not everyone wants the terrain. I think that's the key thing with these, isn't it? Is that, I know, Ron for you, Quinn for you guys don't keep the terrain. Because you've got, you just don't, you don't have the setup to be able to do it.
I go to places or I play on TTS.
Could be tree roots on the back as well. Yeah, that's a good point. It could be tree roots. So.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah, I think the only thing, Quinn, I will agree with you, is that it does look very, very, like, almost luminous, the water.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Gonna need a custom map for every single Rivals panel. Yeah. The only thing now is, like, it is a bit of a feel bad with that Doc Ock and Spidey that...
That Doc Ock and Spidey one is like 1/3 of the price of the Weapon X one.
Yeah, to be fair, it is. It is. But you got the foil cards in there that weren't the new style, and then Peter Parker's card's been updated as well, so it's not even the normal card now. But
Blind Obsession got banned.
Yeah,
Blind Obsession got banned as well. Yeah. At least it's not a new affiliation locked behind a paywall like last time. That's a very good point, Swedish Troll. Actually. That's a very good point. Unless...
Well, you don't know that.
Unless Killmonger's got a division of the Crimson.
I mean, I genuinely don't know what they would do to make Killmonger different. Like... Killmonger just kind of Killmonger, isn't he?
I mean, he's not known for his, like, tactical prowess, is he? He's like, kill. Like... He's not a master strategist, is he? He's not.
Yeah, like I just sort of don't see what other direction they could go in. Like,
I don't know, cool sculpts, but meh. Get onto the good stuff.
Yeah.
Are we ready, guys?
No, we're not doing Shatterpoint this video, Ron.
No, we've still got one more character in here that we need to talk about. And he's not even an actual character.
So, let's start then with two of my favourite characters. One that this is the character that I called for, Ron Quinn. I did say, didn't I, before this weekend,
Bishop.
I want Bishop in the game. And we're getting Bishop. I think the sculpt looks absolutely awesome. Why the hell you would go with the shit version of the head, I don't know. But we also get Nightcrawler as well. Let's start with Nightcrawler. Quinn, are you happy with the sculpt? Do you think it looks good? What are your thoughts on it?
I don't like the lettering. I did put my Deadpool on the lettering, but like it doesn't fit Kurt as a character for me. Like it made sense for Deadpool because Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. Kurt doesn't really do that. Also, I like that both options are good for him, like both the hands and the swords. I'll be doing mine with the swords because the swords look cool to me. But like, it's not like one is obviously better than the other. Which
I'm right thinking now they're moving to a what you see is what you've got model. So if you don't have his swords, if he's got an attack, you don't get bleed. You don't get bleed on your strike. No, thank God for that. Threat level. Are we seeing a 2 threat here?
I think he's a 2.
You think Kurt's a 2?
I think he's a 2 threat teleporting monster.
Agreed.
3 threat minimum.
I think
he's also a 3.
I think he could be a 2 threat. I'm
not denying the
same
possibility, but I think it's a lot more likely that he's either a 3 or a 4.
Well, where A&G going, he's going to be a 4, isn't he?
Well, it'll be a 4 threat because everything's a 4 threat.
He's a 4 threat now. No, I think 3 or 4, and I think Bishop is going to be solidly a 3.
Is he going to have an ability that is spend power, place yourself X, and if there is another character within X, you get to place them within one of you when you've done your range?
I think there'll be 2 different abilities. So I think you'll have Bump, which is him just paying X, going X range. And then you'll have another one where he grabs someone within 2 of him and brings them with him, and that'll be like double the cost. So it'll be like, if you pay 10 power with Kurt, you can move both of them range 5.
10 power.
But, if you only want to go range 3, you're paying 6 power on Kurt, but you're moving Kurt and moving that model and placing them within range 1 of him at the end of it. Like, I think he's going to have 2 different abilities, because moving other people along with him is far stronger in game terms.
Could there be a thing that kind of helps stop that he needs to have line of sight of where he's going? Because that is the thing.
He needs to be able to envisage where he's going. He doesn't actually have to be able to see it.
He doesn't necessarily have to have line of sight, does he? Yeah. Do we think an objective play? Because he's got, he's obviously, he has some ability to be able to fight and things like that. Obviously acrobatic stuff, but for me, it feels like he's going to be a little bit more like an objective player, more in the vein of like a Toad than someone who's more attrition based.
I think he'll do both. Like, I could see him having a spender where, he hits someone and then teleports them with him somewhere else, and sort of like has big displacement like possibilities. But
I think he's just going to be a pure control piece.
Yeah, he's not going to be like a big damage dealer. If they do the change where you can't do places whilst you have objectives, I think he should be one of the characters that's an exception, because he's fucking Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I agree.
But,
I agree. Bishop, obviously, I'm very, very happy. Shooty X-Man, Shooty X, Weapon X, Shooty X-Force person. I think they've nailed his sculpt.
Oh, Troll, you are so right.
I just realised why Quinn will love Nightcrawler. It gives him another model to use a German accent with.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear,
It's why I want Werner Herzog's character in Shatterpoint, because I want to do the I would like to see the baby now.
Oh dear. Ron, thoughts on Bishop?
Yes. I can't really comment on X-Men or mutants in general, dude.
They're not your bag, are they?
I'm just fucking sick of seeing them. Just give me some defenders.
Can't have them.
Like, how many like X-Men have we had in, say, like the last 6 months? How many mutants has there been?
There's been a fair few, hasn't there?
Like,
There has been a fair
it's an
few.
obscene amount. Like, they're going hard with mutants, and it makes sense because obviously there are people like Rich who are boomers who love that cartoon.
I do like them. I just don't
Yeah, I think
like
they're
the
cool.
fact
I
that
think-
they're leaving other affiliations behind.
Yeah, there is a bit of fucking fatigue with them, right? Like, when was the last time we got a Guardians character? Like, well, we got like Bill and AV, but like between them and like the original release of Guardians, they had nothing.
I do feel like Guardians are a much smaller roster, though, right?
I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
Cosmo,
they got all the Guardians they
Moondragon.
wanted on release.
Yeah, like having Cosmo in there, having Moondragon, Adam Warlock, like shit like that. Just smattering the releases, like just, having smatterings of releases for already released affiliations would be preferable to just like, here's another affiliation, here's another affiliation. 50 mutants, another affiliation, another
Here's a
affiliation.
Hulk and a MODOK and a new Crimson leadership.
Don't get me started, I'm not buying either of them either.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, I like him. He's obviously, he's one of him and Cable. I just hope. Oh, just don't do him dirty like they did my boy Cable.
Oh, make him as bad as Cable.
I think he's going to be fourth threat, and I think he'll be incredible.
I think
Yeah.
he's going to have Danvers's energy absorption because that's his main power, right?
I was going to say it's going to be something around energy absorption and being able to redirect it as well.
I'd also like maybe if, the idea that you had for Cable's gun that they ended up doing for Sentinels, he can just pay X power whenever he makes an attack. He rolls that many extra dice. Something like that.
Yeah,
But obviously with a limit of like maybe 3 on it because you don't want to have like just go, oh cool, my gun's normally 5 dice. 15!
15 dice, motherfuckers. And obviously now obligatory standing on a piece of a Sentinel. Like, you have to have that now, apparently.
That's just part and parcel of being an X-Men.
It's just a thing. Next up, we have got... I mean, let's be honest. This is all about Lockheed.
Yep, bring him on.
The only X-Men I give a shit about. Yay!
Let's talk about Bobby first.
What, you mean Bart Simpson?
That is a horrible sculpt. It looks like if...
Why does he have the Bart Simpson hair? Why?
It looks like if Jim Carrey was playing the Iceman. Like, alrighty then.
The mask. Yeah, like...
Yeah.
I'm not a big... I don't know what's going on around it. Like, his hand that's shooting out the thing. Like, he's got a weird shield-looking thing. Like...
Yeah, I don't get, like, the bit that like, his cuff. Like, he's got like a... like they used to have in, like, Georgian times or whatever it is. They had, like, the
big
frilly...
sleeve cuff.
The frilly cuffs that they used to wear. It's like, why the fuck has he got one of them?
He's got one of those neck ruffs just on his wrist.
Yeah. Medium base, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
Could this be somebody who brings a new condition to the game?
No.
Frozen. Nah, it's just going to be a lot of slow and stuff.
Slow and root stun. Because we've had an ice attack in the game since, like, the third set of releases, right?
Loki?
Loki, yeah.
Yeah.
Loki's got a frost blast, it gives out slow.
It does,
like,
yeah.
If you remove the weird cuff thing and give him just not Bart Simpson hair, it's a really nice model.
I really hope there's an alternative head for him.
I really fucking hope so too, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's real bad.
Squirrel Girl going against Mystique or Emma will be like watching Cocaine Bear on a camping trip. She's going to get eaten.
I mean, her rerolls don't get turned off.
Yeah, they are innate. So they don't get turned off. Yeah, I am surprised that we didn't get a... I always thought Iceman was going to come with Pyro. Obviously, we've already had Pyro.
I've always... I thought Pyro was going to come with that. But
you always did say Avalanche, didn't you? Yeah.
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 But can we stop talking about Iceman and talk about the best X-Men?
What, Lockheed?
Yep.
Well, yeah, and
right.
his best mate.
So, I'm gonna start this and then I'm gonna quantify why I've said it wrong. I am disappointed that we have a Lockheed on Kitty Pryde's base. I am very disappointed. And the reason why is it means that we are one step further away from my pet Avengers. So that part makes me sad. However, we got fucking Lockheed. Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde with Lockheed. I love the pose. Again, they could have picked something other than a fuck. Do you think they just didn't sell enough Sentinels and they went, where can we put? where can we use these? But yeah, Ron, let's start with you. I know you were super excited about this one. What's your thoughts on Kitty Pryde? What do you think she's going to rise, threat level, and any idea what you think her sort of superpowers and sort of character could be?
I think she will be a 4. Obviously, she's going to have something to the equivalent of flight or walk crawl that isn't that, but it's basically just going to be I don't know what they call it, but yeah.
Yeah, being able to walk through buildings. Obviously, that's one of her things, isn't it? But being able to traverse terrain without dropping her speed, right?
Yeah,
that's going to be a thing.
But yeah, it's all about Lockheed for me. If her spender needs to be a Lockheed attack, she needs to have some sort of power to do with Lockheed. I'm not bothered about Kitty in the slightest.
Are you going to leave her off the base?
Most just likely. I'll say that she's currently invisible.
I'm assuming Kitty will be X-Men Guardian of the Galaxy affiliation.
She has spent some time with the Guardians.
She has spent some time. I would
also
not.
Probably Convocation. You got Lockheed.
Yeah, I would not be opposed to that. I absolutely X-Men. Could you see her in one of the other X affiliations?
She brings the new affiliation.
Excalibur!
Marauders!
I don't think so.
Yeah, Marauders.
I don't.
Well, she's the leader of the Marauders, and she is a founding member of Excalibur.
Yeah.
And she's also worked for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Somebody made a really good point about Bishop. Could Bishop be the second leader to Weapon X?
X-Force, do you mean?
Oh, sorry, X-Force. Sorry.
Yeah,
X-Force.
Bishop is going to be the second leader to X-Force.
Yeah, you'd hope so. It was either him or Psylocke, I think. It's not Psylocke, so...
Yeah. It's a phase-like vision, is what Sean's saying. It kind of works a little bit differently, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's real different, right? Because she can't, make herself super dense like Vision can, right?
Yeah.
I think she'll probably have, intangibility like Supergiant.
Yeah, potentially.
The only good thing about Kitty Pryde is Lockheed. It's just fact, man.
Leave Kitty alone.
Dude is an interdimensional purple dragon.
You just
I'm not saying Lockheed's bad, but I like Kitty. Leave me alone.
Kitty can walk through walls.
Ron's just sat here spitting his facts, and he doesn't care what anybody else thinks. I like it, and like I said, hopefully within all of these, we do have a new affiliation. She probably is the most likely, I would say.
Yeah, I think she's going to bring Marauders. Also, if Hellfire hadn't been the laziest fucking thing AMG had ever done in their lives, she could have been another leader.
Yeah, she could have been the Red Queen?
Red Queen. And then also Bishop would have been Red Bishop.
There we go. I know it's different, but I think that Vision's ability is just kind of the blueprint that they could go off and just use half of it.
I think you could see her switching typing or something to do with that, but I think if she was in her phasing mode, she would just have intangible. I think maybe she gets to choose whether she wants intangibility or not.
Nathan Miracle. Days of Future Past Team Tactics card. Move the round marker back around.
Jesus.
Oh.
Talk about game breaking.
Fucking horrific. Then again, I do like that from an attrition.
I absolutely love it. It is never fucking happening, by the way. or remove point. I don't know, but yeah, it's not going to be that. It's not going to be that. The reason why I don't think why I'm
at the start of the
skeptical.
cleanup phase, this round never happened.
Yeah, the reason why I'm skeptical to say that I don't think she'll be Marauders is more her costume that she's in. I feel like if that was
Kitty? Like, she's a very popular character, but still.
Okay. So Jess has just said we'll likely get another version of Kitty for Marauders. I don't know if we do. I don't know if Marauders get a faction, get an affiliation.
Fucking hell, we've had 2 versions of Sabretooth.
Yeah,
We've got fucking Boomer Cap. If they can't do Marauders Kitty, then they're not obviously listening to the customers.
Yeah.
You mean you?
Well, no, because I don't fucking like mutants. They're not listening to me because I entered the fucking Defender in 2 years.
You are.
You get them all, Hulk.
Have they confirmed he's Defenders?
I think they did in one of the streams they did where they played him.
Jesus.
It doesn't make any difference because they've still got no cards.
This is true.
This is true. Kitty for the next Rivals box. I mean, Cosmic Ghost Rider is Frank Castle. Yeah. The ultimate tactics. Oh, to be fair, it does ruin the Web Warriors that go back around and delete. Like, I'd be down for that.
Aaron typically scores out rather than going to like.
No. It deletes what happened. No. But yeah, new characters, always good. I think the next one is definitely going to be a new leader. And there's obviously only one head choice for this man.
Yes.
You don't have him with Cerebro.
You don't give him the silly hat.
Well, because why would he be where he is with Cerebro? Also, let's talk about the fact that he looks like he's in the Doomsday chair because it's exploding off somewhere. Just give the man a wheelchair. Just give the man a normal wheelchair.
Wheels or give him a flying stand because he looks fucking silly.
Yeah.
This is the guy that gets me to play mutants.
It's getting chopped off at the bottom, right? We chop it off, and then you just put some clear plastic things on the bottom to raise it up ever so slightly.
Also, I kind of want to give him his Glock. Do you remember in like the 90s animated series where every so often someone would come after him and he'd open that compartment on his chair and like he'd pull out the gun. He'd never use it because they'd always beat the shit out of him before he got to use it. But he'd always pull it out. I want him to have I just want him to have Widow's pistol ability to shoot someone.
Oh dearie me. Third leader for the event for the X-Men. It's got to be right. It has to be, without a shadow of a doubt. He's obviously very different, and he's not. Whilst he founded and runs the X-Men, he's not the field leader, is he? That's Storm and that's Cyclops. So, are we thinking more of a back point sitter support type character, but still like a 5 or 6 threat?
I was going to make a really bad joke there.
He has to be a 6. He's got to be on par with Mags.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I could see him as a 4 as well, though. Because he's a big, no.
What?
He's a big, powerhouse. He doesn't fucking kill people with it, though. He has the potential to, but that's just not who he is.
I know, but...
Major control character.
6 threat.
I
insane
think...
control capabilities, maybe not a big damage dealer.
If he's not 6 threat, then they have never fucking read an X-Men comic. He has to be on par with Mags.
Yeah, why does every floating chair have flames? It's a good
are we really
question,
saying
James.
that if Mags didn't care about him as a person, Mags wouldn't just fold that chair up around him and kill him? Instantly. Because Mags has a funny hat, and funny hats are the bane of his existence.
I will also be using a clear peg. Wall crawler.
I mean, I was going to say that he'd definitely be a back objective sitter, because he can't really stand.
I think he's going to have mental domination just as a standard attack rather than a tactics card.
Oh my word. I don't hate it, Ron.
It's the only way they can do him.
And it's his builder.
I don't think it's his builder, but
My big thing with
Like-
Charles is, he's... Right, obviously, Charles and Mags are based off of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, right? And Charles very much takes on the kind of more pacifist role in that sort of dichotomy they've got going on. Charles doesn't beat the shit out of people. Charles controls them and will stop them from doing shit like that to other people, but he doesn't typically melt people's brains, even though he has the ability to do so. It's just not who he is.
I agree, but he's good, right? But it's a game.
he did abort
right?
his twin.
He did abort his twin. Maybe he's gonna have Nemesis Cassandra Nova as a. I agree with Ron. He has to be, even if he doesn't have amazing attacks, right? He's going to be so controlly.
I think his attacks are going to be really good in terms of their triggers. They're just going to be capped at 1 damage.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
No. 0 cost mind possession.
Yeah, something like give him really, really strong abilities, but capped at 1 damage.
But I imagine with a lot of movement triggers off the back end of it, right? That's
he's
what he
going to
does.
move people. He's going to be playing chess whilst everyone else is playing drafts. He's
Yeah.
going to be insane control wise. I just don't think he's going to have any real damage output.
I like that from AJ. Maybe he can stop people making move actions to represent how he freezes people.
Maybe he gives out slow and root to people because it's him invading their mind. Shit like that.
Yeah,
right?
slow and root
There's a
could be a
bunch
thing.
of ways you can represent him in a way that he doesn't beat the shit out of people. Because that's
Yeah, he's
going to
activate all your characters.
What
Yeah.
if he gets just no more mutants as a spender? I think he means a superpower, not a spender.
I could see that, him just going, no.
I mean, that's his...
It would have to be related to the cost of the ability being used. If it's he can do it whenever he wants, you make it he pays double the cost of the ability. The ability is no longer can't be used anymore.
Charles doesn't usually leave the house. He's going to be mad that he's had to, so he'll be beating the bricks off of people. I can see that happening. I think there's a huge amount of potential for this character.
Oh yeah.
I've said all along, this will be the guy that makes me play mutants.
Yeah. Good defensive tech as well. Yeah, I would imagine so.
Well, 1 physical, 4 energy, 7 mystic.
Do we see Mystic dash?
Yeah.
Don't even fucking try it. Oh, immune to Mystic attacks?
It'd be something they haven't done before, and it'd be very thematic.
I mean, we have seen, so maybe what we see for Mystic attacks is what we saw with physical attacks for
Bags.
what's her name? Is it Supergiant?
Oh right, you mean intangible for Mystic?
Yeah. So he can only ever take 1 damage for Mystic attacks.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Mags' magic hat makes him immune to psychic stuff. Full stop, right?
It stops you being able to read his mind, right? That's the big thing.
But also, Xavier can't mind control him whilst he's got the silly hat on, right?
No,
but that's because Xavier's a fucking telepath, whereas Jean is both a telepath
and a psionic,
and
a psionic, yeah.
Oh, that's the thing, right? So, telepathy, that's just controlling people and getting in their heads. That's not doing damage. It's not, injuring people. So I don't think he's going to do damage in any, meaningful way.
No, I think he's going to get other characters to do damage for him. His builder is going to be, he gets to move another character short and make an attack with them. His spender is going to be, he can do that with an enemy.
Jesus Christ, Terax.
he starts on the injured side. You bad peoples. Maybe he's got a goblin glider ram, but it's with his wheelchair.
Jesus Christ. It's like you have no respect for the handicapped.
It could be a cool thing, though. I don't know if he's ever done it. Surely he's ramped with the... Obviously not with his wheel one, but surely with this one.
Well, why would it matter? You fucking just lie down.
Yeah, fair point. It's why I think he'll be more on a medium-based short move. He might do the Mysterio thing where his opponent has to pay power for their attacks. Oh, okay. Pay power or their attacks become Mystic.
You know, Mystic, like, what's the name of Cassandra Nova's thing? Like...
Psychic Distraction.
Psychic Distraction. Because that's her stealth, right?
Yes, it is.
No, Psychic Distraction.
You guys keep talking. I just need to answer the door.
Is Psychic Distraction that? What's her stealth called?
Stealth.
No, she doesn't have stealth called stealth. Definitely don't.
What's Storm's called? Lord of Storm, Queen of Tempest or some shit?
Eye of the Tempest or... No, that's her throw. Telepathic Cloak is her stealth. Maybe, like, you know, Charlie Boy gets that. I could also see him having a thing where, like, you know, because he's in your head, like, you have to pay power to attack him. Like, maybe it's multi-layered. Maybe you have to pay power to attack him full stop, because he's in your head. And then beyond that, you have to pay even more power to attack him and target what defense you want to target, rather than his Mystic. Like, once again, I've seen being, like, very, very heavy control piece and very, very, like, layered in defensive tech, but just not doing damage. Like, even with him possessing people and doing damage the way you want him to, I don't see that either.
I think he's going to be a character. I think he's going to be the type of character we've never seen before.
He's going to be a finesse character. He ain't just going to be able to flick this guy.
He's no Malekith, is he? Let's put it that way.
No.
It's but yeah, I mean, look, guys, I've said for a while that I've wanted Xavier, so I'm happy they've done it. Not particularly happy about the sculpt. Actually, I think the sculpt's okay.
I really like the sculpt.
I just think the stupid blasted thing at the bottom.
You get rid of the stupid blasted thing, and it's great. Because once again, they weren't going to put him in the chair, like with wheels, because all of their X-Men stuff is themed off the 90s, right? He uses the flying chair in the 90s.
Swedish Trolls just put, now hear me out. He's 4 threat, he's 3's in all his defences, and he has a token like Voodoo. And when it's on Charles, he gets 2 rerolls on attack, defence, and dodge.
Oh shit, really?
But he can put it out on enemies for a super hex.
That sounds pretty damn good.
That sounds pretty
I'm not sure we can allow that in the game, Troll. That seems a bit good, even for Charles.
Never seen before a non-Omega level mutant.
What?
I don't know, Cody. I don't know what you mean. I meant as in the type of character he is.
Well, how many Omega level threat mutants do we have at the minute? 5?
Jean, Mags, Storm. There are other ones that
Xavier Iceman.
Yeah, Xavier Iceman.
It depends, doesn't it? Because they've all been different things during their... They lowered the bar for what an Omega level mutant is.
I don't think Mags has ever not been Omega level, right?
Jean Grey's always been like up there, haven't they? But anyway, very, very, very happy about that. And then I think maybe last
time for the 7 threat leader.
Woo!
Shadow King.
So cool.
Now, Cable is also Omega level. Cable is Omega level as well.
Not in this.
Really?
No, not in this. No. Look, fucking Wong's Sorcerer Supreme, but he ain't in this, is he?
I'd love a Wong Sorcerer Supreme.
So we've had one character, guys, where it was like 2 models merged into one, and it looked pretty shit. This, on the other hand, this is how you do it. Absolutely love this model. Absolutely love it.
He's got a fun hat. I'm in.
He's got a... Is it a fez he wears?
It's a fez.
Yeah. He's wearing a fez. Do you know why? Because fezzes are cool. And if you know what that's off, then
It's off Doctor Who. We know
It
this.
is off Doctor Who. Yeah, it's for chat, Quinn. Come on, I know you know it.
Fez
I don't really
is
watch Doctor Who.
all about
so-
Tommy Cooper, so
Magic. Quinn.
right.
Quinn hasn't got a fucking clue who
So
Tommy
good.
Cooper is.
Is he like Jimmy Savile?
Holy
my
shit.
God.
From that impression, he sounds a lot like Jimmy Savile.
2-threat leader Xavier, he can't move and flipped.
Chair's been tipped over.
Shadow King is chic. Do we have a base size confirmation on Shadow King? I
Probably
don't
50.
think we did, but
I'd
I
go with a
imagine
50 mil.
medium. Yeah, I'd
Because like the
imagine
actual
medium.
dude has like kind of an almost Kingpin style build, right?
Yeah,
And then
he
he's got
looks
big
like
floaty Shadow King around him.
he looks like Egyptian knockoff Kingpin.
Basically, what he is,
I mean,
right? what is the actual guy's name? Because like the floaty thing is Shadow King, and Shadow King possesses people, right?
do you know what? I don't actually know.
He
Let's have a
doesn't.
quick-
He doesn't have a name.
I don't
He's
think he.
just the vessel.
No,
of
you-
Shadow King.
Yeah, you never. Well, from the comics I've read, you never learn his name.
He's just the vessel of the Shadow King. That's fair.
Amal Farouk.
Yeah, I thought it might have been something like when he said that name, it sort of rang a bell. But yeah, like
it's an alias that he's known as, but I don't know if that's
Oh.
his actual name.
because
yeah.
that like the body with the fez on, that's not Shadow King. Shadow King is the big fucking demon bastard, like that's floating around him, right? Because the Shadow King is like thousands of years old, right?
I think so. Yeah,
He's some sort of like psychic demon. He's not like actually a person or a mutant, right?
but he's usually
He's
usually
that
in the
body.
comics. Yeah, and it's merged into one. So he's
Yeah.
like the shape of the man, but he has like the long sort of razor talons on his thing, and like very demonic looking in the eyes and things. So
And,
it's
and he's
usually
got like the
amalgamation.
razor sharp teeth, right? Like
Yeah.
like
I think this guy's going to be all about a bit, obviously more aggressive than Xavier, but
yeah.
he's going to be all about the possession. He's going to be the telepathy stuff. Like,
It's
I
fourth
feel
Crimson
like-
Leader.
yeah, well, you've done a fart so terrible, it takes shape.
I mean, you know what? With that grin on his face, that could be true.
It could be true, couldn't it?
Oh, it's a devious one.
It could be a third leader for Brotherhood, to be fair.
Really, Brotherhood?
Well, it's the fact that he makes the Brotherhood of evil mutants rather than
does
the
make the-
Brotherhood of mutants.
Yeah, he
could be
does make the
interesting.
Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and I don't think they would have two affiliations.
Called
One
Brotherhood of
being the
something. Brotherhood of Mutants.
Yeah. He's obviously, he'll be part of Crimson as well. He'll be generic Cabal.
Look at his
But-
little hat. Look at his grinning little face. I love him so much. So cool.
I just think it's an amazing sculpt. I
I mean, honestly, I think I'd just get rid of like the whole demon thing, Shadow King thing going on behind him if I could. Just have him there with his little hat, like, hey, look at me.
Evening, ladies.
Hello, it is me.
Do you want to buy a watch? Do you want to buy a watch? Question, and it's very important. What colour? And I know, Ron, you will be determined by the box art because that is sacred to you, isn't it? But what colour will the demon be?
Purple.
Purple.
You think purple?
Yeah, purple.
I think it'll be purple.
I've only ever seen it purple.
I think I've seen like a green version before as well. But
I've only ever seen him purple. I've seen him purple in the 90s cartoon, purple in Wolverine in the X-Men, purple in Snap. I've only ever seen it purple.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Purple, blue. Yeah, blurple. I think that's fair. But yeah, I think overall, guys, I think we got shown a little bit more than what we expected, maybe.
I mean, we still didn't get shown the thing we thought we were.
Bastards.
What did you want? What did
Fucking
you want?
Fantastic Four!
I know. We thought they were going to put the little Fantastic Four logo up.
Yeah, I mean,
we?
I still think we're going to see, like, a second call set at some point for this game, and it's going to be Fantastic Four.
Again,
It's going to be Fantastic Four versus Wrecking Crew, I
Wrecking
think.
Crew.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you're not going to have Doom in that box because Doom is...
No, he's going to get released alongside him.
His own fucking character.
Who would be the 5th character
For Fantastic Four,
the Fantastic
it's
Four?
Herbie. For
Herbie.
Wrecking Crew, it's Absorbing Man.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Crowbar's the
Wrecking Man-
2 threat for Wrecking Crew.
Wrecking Crew's only 3 of them, right? Or is there 4
there's
of
4.
them?
No, there's
There's 4 of them.
Because there's knockoff Juggernaut, guy with the ball and the Wrecking Ball, the main guy, and then like some other pleb who no one cares about. Also, Crowbar into 2 threat. He beats the shit out of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he does.
I've got the comic panel to prove it. He's a 3 threat lead. Like he's got to be the leader of the box, right? Because he leads.
Nah, the
Wrecking
leader's
Crew.
Wrecker, then you've got Pile Driver, Bulldozer, and Thunderball.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Absorbing Man
Wrecker
makes
is the guy
sense.
with the crowbar and like the.
Wrecker's got the crowbar.
He's the purple like
Purple and green.
mask, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Wrecker's the leader. Thunderball's got the ball and chain.
Yeah, he's got the Wrecking Ball.
Bulldozer's the Juggernaut.
Knockoff
rip-off.
Juggernaut. Yep.
Then you've got Pile Driver, who's just a pleb.
What does he do? He doesn't even have a thing, right?
No, he's just super strength. He doesn't have a weapon or anything.
Wow, that is so shit.
He's just going to wreck it.
His name's
Or is
Brian. What do you expect?
Oh, would we have a winner for the best or shittest name in Marvel in MCP when Brian gets
It's still fucking Benjamin Poindexter.
Benjamin Poindexter is
fucking-
pretty shit.
Jesus Christ.
Wrecking Crew can't fill up the core box. They'll of course be all on a single base.
Trawler's just saying that to piss me off because like people keep saying this about Warriors 3. No.
I think haven't they said before that they're not going to put grunts being I know they've done it already, haven't they? Oh no, not grunts.
You really can't.
Fucking
do
Nick
Dum
Fury
Dugan
isn't-
as a main character. No.
Yeah,
Just
no,
a bloke
that's
with a
good
gun.
point. Yeah,
You got
a bloke with a gun.
You got a funny hat. That's all you need to be a main character.
Yeah, Terrax,
Funny-
that's who I want, man. Fucking Mole Man. Bring him on.
Moleman would be cool with the Moloids. Yeah, that would be cool. I think for me, guys, I think overall they probably showed more than what I thought they would. I wasn't expecting this much, if I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah, like I would have expected, like, seeing M'Baku, seeing the Ultron, seeing, like, maybe Cosmic Ghost Rider. Who gives a
I didn't
fuck?
expect Shadow King at all.
No.
Did not expect Shadow King. No,
To
no,
be
no.
fair, I didn't expect Xavier because they had previously stated that like characters like Xavier were really difficult to do and probably wouldn't go in the game. But things change.
Yeah, I really like the fact that they seem to just be getting better, right, with the rules and things. We do need something other than fucking 4 threats though. Like, come on,
No.
guys, now.
There is only 4.
Other than Ulik, who was 5, Blob and Pyro were 3 each, weren't there?
They weren't released this year.
Nope. Rhino at first released this year.
It was, wasn't
Pyro
it?
and Blob were the last of last year.
Has there been
Nope.
anything
All
other than
4s
Ulik?
other than Ulik.
Oh
Other
no,
than
I know
Ulik.
what they're doing.
They're building up to Fantastic Four.
Yeah, all the characters apart from a few are going to be 4 because it's Fantastic Four. And
Are they?
It's
You're
been
a
hunting
dick.
Sight Ridge.
Are they?
No, but still, it's funny and dumb. It's my wheelhouse, so.
Oh, dearie me. Spidey foes need Vulture, Electro, and Scorpion.
Shocker.
Shocker as well, I
The
would
Wall.
say. A 2-threat.
Need the wall.
Shocker's a 2-threat, right?
Yeah.
How have none of you said the best fucking Spider-Man villain?
The wall!
It's fucking Sandman!
The wall!
Sandman is pretty cool.
Wait, the wall is the best character.
Nah, man, it's fucking
We
Sandman.
need the wall and Stiltman as a 2-pack.
Oh, fuck me.
It's fucking
Anyway.
Sandman.
There we go, guys. That is the roundup of Adepticon. Go check out our other video if you're interested in Shatterpoint. We scoured all of the videos and everything that we got sent by friends that were over there. And we put it all in a single video for you. So you don't have to
Michael,
do it
yeah, you're
yourself. Yeah. 4 threat Fantastic Four is the real reason they got rid of 15 threat missions. they haven't got rid of 15 threat missions.
Yeah.
They got rid of
Also,
14.
The fact is funny an idea as it is. The Fantastic Four are not all 4 threats.
3 of them are.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic's a 4, Sue's a 4, Things a 4, Human Torch is a 3.
I
That
can
means
see
you
Mr.
got
Fantastic
a
being
15 core.
Things 5.
No, are you fucking high?
No, what are you on about? No, you have Reed as a 3 and Sue as a 5. That's how you do it.
Bro, how the
Sue
fuck
is
can Sue be a
busted strong.
5? No.
Do you not know her actual fucking powers?
Yes,
She's
I do.
really good.
She's fucking obscene.
Yeah, but she doesn't
Yeah,
use them. It's like the Xavier argument all over
Yeah,
again.
but like she is the most busted member of the Fantastic Four, no question.
We do need Frogman as well.
What?
we do
fucking
need
Batroc no, we need Batroc the Leaper.
Batroc the Leaper.
Yeah.
What?
Pace Pop P,
Ooh.
good shout.
What would Doom's level be? I'm going 7.
8, gotta be an 8.
Be 7 or 8, yeah.
It's fucking Doom.
It is fucking Doom.
But Finn could be a 3.
I don't think he'd be a 3 because he's probably 65 mil base.
Yeah, Doom's got to be. He's got to be 7 or 8, I think. Yeah, he just has
I mean,
to be.
fuck Doom. I want Odin. Give me Odin instead.
It's fair enough.
Torch is a 5. Are you fucking high, troll?
Torch is a 5. I think you might be doing that to wind somebody up.
No, Three Straw wouldn't do that. There's nothing in his name that would suggest that.
Look, he's there, ready, the 4. Bring them out, MG.
I hope the Fantastic Four have some sort of flexible pointing so you can run them 4 wide and match to threat. Yeah, I don't think they will.
No.
I don't think they will.
Negative Man is cool, Jess. I would like Negative Man.
Negative Man is cool. Touch is Def 3. Okay. Defcon 3.
I agree. Touch is definitely 3.
Yeah, but what's Herbie and Powerhouse's threat level? We need Herbie.
Herbie's
What
a
would-
2 threat, mate.
You think Herbie's 2? I think he probably
He's a 2
is,
threat
isn't he?
with like a reskin strategic genius. All he does, he just gives people rerolls by standing next to him because he's a helpful little guy.
He looks out for the little guy. Yeah, maybe.
Just bring out Franklin Richards. Just bring him out and just fucking end it.
Frank,
go.
the last reveal. The game is dead. Long live the game.
Long live the game. Yeah. Cool, guys. Let's jump in. Thing went toe-to-toe with Hulk. No way he's a 4. Yes, Dawn. There we go.
So did Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl beat the Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
she did.
Thanos.
Yeah, she did. Somebody asked about the Hulk cards. We did them last week when they got revealed, or even the week before when they got spoiled. So yeah. CJ Passman. I think it was either last week or the weeks before. So we won't do them
definitely
again.
spoken about it, yeah.
Gamma Drain and One Below Wall. They're both okay. Actually, no. One Below Wall is very good. Gamma Drain is okay. Is that the right way around?
That's the opposite way you thought it was initially, but yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
But go and check the other video out because we've been through them.
I've
in
played
the
some
other video.
Immortal Hulk recently, and I think Gamma Drain is really good.
On the right character. Yeah, definitely.
I'll put it on Craven.
You did, yeah. You got
Fair
6
enough.
power off it, didn't you?
Yeah.
He still fucking died, didn't he?
Let's go into, and actually it's quite nice, guys, because we've just found out what the winner of this season's, or the overall winner of this season's painting competition is going to get, haven't we? So you're going to get the Wakandan Rivals pack, which is cute. What's the painting competition? Well, every week we pick a different theme, and then whoever picked the theme for that week gets to pick the winner. The other 2 members of the team get to pick the runners-up, and the 3 people that we pick get put in the monthly prize draw to win a character pack that you can join without submitting any entries by supporting us on Patreon for as little as £1 a month. And the winner gets the accolade of being the winner of the week. This week, or last week I should say, it was my choice, and it was anyone who could throw a size 4 character. And that could be just a superpower they had. That could be a trigger off a attack. It could be a tactics card. So, limited in terms of who could do it, but we had some really, really nice entries this week. And let's start. Let me make sure I got these the right way around. Yeah. So let's start off with Ron's pick. So Ron's pick was the brand new Beta Ray Bill by Ravensguard. So Ron, what stood out for you on this one?
Mainly the base, to be fair. Like, the paint job's really good, but I really do like what he's done with the base, and it actually looks like he's swinging the hammer. I think that's the best bit about it. The glow as well. The glow's solid. I don't know, man. I just think it looks ace.
Yeah, the OSLs. It's a little bit grimdark, isn't it?
Yeah.
The sort of overall style of it, which I do. How many bills were there? It was all the bills, troll. But yeah, I agree. I really like this one. I think the OSL is really nice. I love the custom base. Because let's be honest, I don't know about anybody else. I'm getting bored to shit with MCP bases now, and I'm tending to use this sort of stuff. So the Vallejo, like earth texture and thick mud, for no other reason, just to like smooth it all off and give it a bit more texture and depth and that sort of thing. So yeah, really, really like this one. Quinn, anything to add?
I quite like the skin tone that he's chosen. Like, it's not something I've seen on many builds. Like, I've definitely seen Bill like that in comics and other media before, but like, people have tended to go for the more yellow than orange skin tone on Bill, which is more akin to the box art. But yeah, I like the orange.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. Next on to Quinn's pick, and this was John B.W.'s She-Hulk. Let me just zoom out here ever so slightly so we can see it in all of its glory. There we go. One up. There we go. Quinn, what stood out to you? First of all, John B.W. never disappoints with his paint jobs. To the point now where there's a few of you guys out there that you have to go above and beyond if you're getting your name mentioned now. Mr. Scandling, John B.W., Pompey. Apologies if I've missed your name out. I've just forgot, but you've kind of got to do something a little bit different to get out, to get up there. And he most definitely has it on this, hasn't he, Quinn?
There's context for the stupid girder. Way! Like, it's actually part of a thing. I like the Titania graffiti that's on there. I also just generally like the slightly different suit and like general look for She-Hulk. Like the whole black with the white and then the purple. It's a little bit different to what you normally see.
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job. I really, really like it. Again, the basing, it all fits in, right? She's got a floor of a building there, and it looks like it's rubble from the building that's fallen down. I like the detail around the little, he's even got the little lead work that runs through a building, poking out. Yeah, so piping, not lead work. So yeah, I really like that one. Lead work, yeah. Ron, what did you like about this one?
I think all of it looks really good, but I'm most impressed with like the directional highlights from like where the sun's hitting her, like on the top of the thigh and the elbow and stuff. Like it does really pop, and the sneakers as well.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I love the little like highlights on the straps of the sneakers. It just, I mean, look, is Titan on that She-Hulk model? Just to reference that, no, it's Titania. Yeah, Titania, who is, she's one of the She-Hulk villains. If you've seen the She-Hulk, well, she's from the comics as well, but next Rivals panel maybe Titania versus She-Hulk. I don't think so. Really well done, John B.W. And the winner for this week came from Binks. Again, let me just zoom out ever so slightly. And the reason I picked this, not only is it a really good paint job, it's fully NMM, and it was just the commitment that somebody had to do this with Hulkbuster for me more than anything, guys, because I don't know if you remember, Quinn, way back when I was like, I am going to do my Hulkbuster fully non-metallic metal, and he's still sat primed with about 3 panels done.
If he was any good in game, would that be?
I may have picked. I may have actually picked him up and painted him. But yeah, he's just not a good character. But this is an absolutely amazing paint job. So really, really well done, Binks. Titania and Absorbing Man pack is a no-brainer. I don't mind that, actually. That's not a bad shout.
Absorbing Man needs to be in the core set with Fantastic Four and Wrecking Crew. We've been over this.
I don't think they're going to do another core set.
I think they are, because they're slowly moving all those models out to different boxes.
Yeah, maybe. Ron, I believe it's your pick this week, or is it you, Quinn?
My turn, mate. Ron had last week.
I didn't pick last week. I won to you.
It was the week before you had Defenders. Yeah.
Try to steal from me.
Quinny, are you taking chat's advice on what the theme's going to be?
I'm very tempted to just go, 4 threats, isn't that funny? But in honour of what, myself, Ron, and you have been playing recently, I'm going to open it up to 3 affiliations, 2 of which have quite a lot of overlap with each other. I'm going to go with anyone affiliated to Cabal, Winter Guard, or Hydra.
Bring on the Germans!
With the preference for Hydra.
Okay, well there you go. Oh, Justin, well done, buddy. I didn't realise. Thanks, I would have picked that She-Hulk, to be honest. It's a very, very good Hulkbuster that you've done there, buddy. So, yeah. Take it as a win. Theme, dumbest name. It's not a bad theme. But, so any Hydra, this is just like half the characters now, because he threw Cabal in there as well. Any Winter Guard, any Hydra, any Cabal. Are they getting bonus points for anything, Quinn?
But bonus points for Hydra characters. I'm just allowing the others. My week, I care about my affiliation, but I'm throwing you 2 in there as well, because I'm nice.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Because we've all won. Oh no, you didn't, did you?
No. Also Ron didn't win with Cabal, so fuck you.
Oh no, you didn't win with Cabal, did you?
Also, you went undefeated with your list. You didn't fucking win.
Oh, here we go. Look at David.
It's the same one that he gave me, and I actually won the event.
Yeah, it's true.
With Crimson.
Why do you pick villains? Says Captain Cameron.
Because he knows that you don't own any, so you can't bombard us with paint jobs.
Yeah, I just don't want to see that fucking...
It's all on you, Dave.
Yeah.
Because Mysterio is the GOAT. Is Mysterio the GOAT, Ron?
Yes, 100%.
He's a pretty good lad.
Guys, we're going to leave it there. A bit of a bumper episode. I'm sure we've got a lot more to come from AMG this year. I wouldn't be surprised if what we've seen is just the next, what do you reckon, guys, 3 to 6 months?
They said that the mutant stuff is the start of next year.
Okay, so a bit further out. And I reckon we could see other releases come before some of those are released. Because we're going to have a mini extravaganza.
I was going to say, we've got a mini extravaganza this year. Maybe that's where we get the 4 announcement.
I hope so.
Christmas release?
I really want Mr. Fantastic. I'm not bothered about the other 3.
Yeah, it's always November. I think we could see it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because also, that then gives them enough time to bring out the Avengers Affiliation Pack, the Cabal Affiliation Pack, and put Doc Ock in the Spider-Foes one.
It's not happening.
It is fucking happening. They're making all of those core set characters available elsewhere.
How long did it take them to redo the Legion core set? 3 years for clones and separatists?
I think it was 2 years, wasn't it? It was quite quick.
You got to think that we've had COVID.
Yeah. I feel like Legion is very, very different though.
It's a very different game, but I do think we are going to get another version of the core set, and it's going to be Fantastic Four.
We shall see.
The Oracle speaks. You dare not defy him. Look, when we do the Shatterpoint video later, it's going to be oh look, the Oracle was right again. We get another talisman box.
Have you heard this guy, Ron? Again.
Did you know, though, he's going to be sick?
He's going to be
Yeah,
fucking sick at
Sick at Shatterpoint, yeah?
Absolutely sick at Shatterpoint. Guys, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. If you could leave a like, it'd really, really appreciate it. I think we were like 120 people at one point, which is just absolutely crazy. To say that we didn't even put it out there anyway. So thank you for your support. It's really appreciated. Hope you enjoyed it. We love talking MCP with you all. Join us on Discord if you haven't already. I'm sure most of you are already on there now. As we mentioned, we've got the Patreon up and running. We'll leave it there, guys, and catch you next time. 5:30 every single Wednesday for the Weekly Bugle, mostly.
Hail Hydra.
Bye.
Bye.